AI is moving faster than ever, and 2025 has brought us one of the most exciting rivalries in tech history. Three giants are battling it out to prove who's the smartest AI. Anthropic's Claude, Google's Gemini, and China's DeepSeek. Each claims to be the most powerful, most advanced, and most reliable AI on the planet. But what does the latest 2025 AI benchmark report actually say? Let's break it down. In 2025, the AI war feels less like a quiet competition and more like a battle of giants. Everyone is asking the same question: who really leads the race? Three names rise above the noise: Claude, Gemini, and DeepSeek. Each claims to be the smartest, the fastest, the most reliable. Google's Gemini made headlines again in 2025 with its new Gemini 2.5 Pro model. Unlike its predecessor, which was known for massive memory, this version is designed to be a true thinking model. Google claims it not only handles huge context windows, but also shows stronger reasoning skills than ever before. In simple terms, it's not just storing information, it's trying to understand and connect it like a human brain. Imagine an AI that doesn't just read entire books or research papers, but also spots patterns, solves problems, and explains them back to you. On paper, Gemini 2.5 looks almost unstoppable. But here's the twist. Bold claims are one thing. Proving them in real-world tests is another. Claude, Anthropic's careful but brilliant creation. Where Gemini flexes its massive memory, Claude focuses on razor-sharp reasoning. When it was tested on SWE Bench Verified, a notoriously tough coding challenge that measures if an AI can fix real bugs in actual open-source projects, Claude scored 49%. Now, that might not sound like a perfect grade, but in the world of AI, it was groundbreaking. It meant Claude could solve problems that previously needed a human developer's brain. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. If Gemini was the giant library, Claude was the sharp problem solver who could actually understand and fix what was inside the books. But it doesn't end there. Just when the battle seemed like it would stay between Gemini and Claude, a surprising contender entered the arena: DeepSeek. Almost out of nowhere, DeepSeek started catching everyone's attention. The reason was simple. It gave very smart answers, almost like the top AI models, but at a much cheaper cost. The R1-0528 update brought major improvements in math, programming, and logic, earning praise for delivering top-tier reasoning on a budget. People couldn't believe it. How could a smaller company compete with tech giants like Google's Gemini or Anthropic's Claude? DeepSeek quickly built the image of being the affordable genius, an AI that doesn't need billions of dollars to deliver world-class results. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Each of these AI models has its own strength, like a superpower, but they also hide weaknesses that not everyone talks about. What makes Gemini so fascinating is not just its power, but the mystery around it. On paper, Gemini 2.5 Pro looks like a giant. With memory so large, it feels almost limitless. Google proudly calls it a thinking model that outsmarts rivals in reasoning. But here's the catch. Most of these bold claims come from Google itself. When you search for independent tests, the results aren't always clear. So the real question is, does Gemini truly dominate in everyday use, or is it shining mainly under Google's spotlight? DeepSeek, however, plays a very different game. Instead of showing off flashy features, it wins hearts for being affordable and efficient. People call it the smart choice for high-quality reasoning without the heavy price tag. And then comes the biggest contrast of all. Unlike Gemini, DeepSeek doesn't brag about huge context windows or fancy multimodal features. It keeps things simple. Its real strength lies in brainpower on a budget. No glitter, no show, just pure reasoning for those who need it most. But that leaves us with one last thought. In a race filled with power and polish, could the quiet and practical one actually win? Think about what this means in real-world use. A software engineer debugging tricky code could benefit more from Claude's sharp reasoning than Gemini's giant memory. A student drowning in research papers would probably find Gemini's 2 million token window life-saving. A startup running projects on a tight budget might lean toward DeepSeek, balancing cost and performance. Each AI is the best in one lane, but not across the entire racetrack. This is where the rivalry gets exciting. It's not just about performance, but about personality. Gemini feels like the unstoppable Superman, scanning the world with its limitless vision. Claude resembles Batman, carefully analyzing each problem, precise and methodical. DeepSeek is Spider-Man, young, quick, affordable, and surprisingly brilliant at puzzles that leave others scratching their heads. And just like in superhero movies, no single hero can win every fight. The outcome depends on the battle they're thrown into. The upgrades make the race even harder to predict. Claude's newest versions are already pushing beyond Sonnet, hinting at even stronger reasoning in the future. Google is preparing Gemini 2.5 to prove its thinking power isn't just a claim, but a reality. Meanwhile, DeepSeek is releasing updates almost every other month, each time sharpening its reasoning skills and shocking skeptics who thought it couldn't keep up. The pace is breathtaking. Every time one model pulls ahead, another steps up with a new breakthrough. The more you look at the numbers, the more it becomes clear. There is no single champion. The idea of one AI to rule them all doesn't hold up, because your choice depends on what you actually need. Do you need the deepest reasoning for coding challenges? Claude is a safe bet. Do you need to load endless data without losing track? Gemini is your best friend. Do you need high-level reasoning at an affordable price? DeepSeek might surprise you the most. And yet, there's an even bigger twist in this story. All of these AIs are still evolving. What looks like a weakness today could be erased in the next update. Claude might soon expand its context window. Gemini could prove its reasoning claims in independent tests. The finish line keeps moving, and that makes this race far from over. The fascinating part is how these differences affect the future of AI in everyday life. Imagine a world where legal firms use Gemini to digest massive case files in minutes, where programmers rely on Claude to debug entire projects overnight, and where small businesses lean on DeepSeek to get advanced AI reasoning without draining their budgets. Each AI isn't just competing, they're shaping different futures for different people. Who's really winning the AI race in 2025? At first glance, it looks like a numbers game. Benchmarks, speed tests, and flashy charts make it seem simple, but the truth is much more complicated. So when someone asks who's winning, the real answer is, it depends. It depends on whether you value memory, reasoning, or affordability more. It depends on whether you're looking at marketing promises or real-world performance. And most importantly, it depends on how you plan to use AI in your own life. Here's the bottom line. Claude is the sharp mind. Gemini is the giant memory, and DeepSeek is the affordable genius. Together, they're rewriting the rules of AI in 2025. None of them can claim the crown outright, but each one can be the perfect tool if matched with the right user. That's the real benchmark. Not a number on a report, but the impact they create in real hands. So, what do you think? If you had to choose only one, which AI would you trust to help you in 2025? Claude, Gemini, or DeepSeek? Drop your answer in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more such videos. Thanks for watching.